Are you growing tropical plants in pots? Let's make sure that they stay happy and healthy. I'm going to share with you 10 easy mistakes to avoid so that your plants can grow big, bright, and beautiful. Number one, using a pot that's too small. This is such a common mistake. Even I have done this. You want to use a pot that can grow with the plants. You want to use a pot where the roots of the plant will have enough room to grow. I would say recommended 10 inches to a foot width and depth should be your pot, like your tiniest pot. Number two is too much sun. The difference with when a plant is in a pot is that not only is the plant getting the sun, but the pot also is getting the sun. And what happens is if your pot heats up, then it can burn the plant. So you want to regulate the sunlight, perhaps dappled sunlight or half a day sun and then half a day shade. That will work. Number three is planting big plants in small pots. One of the first thing you want to do is try to get to know what the mature size of your pot will be so that when you plant the plant in the pot, you're giving it sufficient space so that it can grow. You're giving it sufficient space for water, you're giving it sufficient space for food so that you can do all of that in the pot without having to change the pot too often. I've actually seen people who put big plants in small pots, and in most cases, the pot just break. Number four is not having a watering plan. If you're going to plant in pots, you must regulate when you will water your plants. If you want to create a little calendar, but have some kind of plan that will help you to know when your plants have to be watered, what plants have been watered, and that kind of stuff. That will really be helpful and you will not suffer so much from root rot. Number five is bad soil. If you have tropical plants, you have to understand the soil mixture. These plants like their roots to have room to grow and they want to have nutrients in the soil. So, what you want to do, you want to have, I would say, 1 part sand, 1 part leaf bark or rotten leaves, and then 1 part compost. And in that compost, you can add your cow manure, your chicken manure, your horse manure, or worm casting, whatever else you're going to use. You want to, and that's the mixture you want to use with your tropical plant. Number six, no drainage hole. If you have tropical plants in pots and the pot doesn't have any hole at the bottom, just know that that plant will rot. All right. Number seven is not putting a tray at the bottom of the plant to catch the water. Now, water will always leak out of those plants once you have them, especially if they have a hole in them in the pot, and it is going to mess up your table, your floor, wherever you put that plant, especially if you put it on a wooden table. So you always want to have like a catch tray at the bottom of your tropical plants. Number eight is picking plants that will outgrow pots fast. So look at the plant, check to see how big they will get, and then choose the pot based on the plant. Number nine is not covering the soil. If you look at nature, anywhere in nature that you look, you will notice that nature doesn't like blank space. So even in the pots, when you have your tropical plants, make sure you cover the soil. You can actually add other little plants all around, make sure that they have the same needs, and put them right there in the pot with the rest of your tropical plant because It doesn't like when the soil is bare, it dries out fast and it will be more work for you. But if you put those little plants in there and they're covering the dirt, what will happen is they're going to keep it moist and you are going to save on water and on your watering schedule. And last but not least is number 10, planting in pots that you cannot move. Now, this is my garden you're seeing here. And some of these pots, when I want to move them, I actually have to put under them a little trolley. I have something that my husband made with wheels that we have to put underneath the pot so that we can move them or roll them around or put them where we want them to be. And this will be helpful because if you have a plant and you want it to get shade and it's a big plant, you'll be able to move that plant quite easily. All right, so now you're ready to grow your tropical plants like a pro, even if you're growing them in pots. And don't forget, if you start with good soil, if you think carefully about the pots you're putting your plants in, and if you have a excellent watering plan, you are going to have amazing tropical plants. Thanks for watching and remember to subscribe. Thank you.